How about another song, Parker, before
Yeah.
we get carried away here?
Absolutely. This one's called So Far Apart. Ooh, that's out of tune. One moment. Just because I care about you. I was going to try to tune while we were talking, but figured that and the lawnmower would be a little much distraction.
You'd think you were a banjo player. Come on.
There we go. I'm getting out of my house. All my neighbors are strangers. I'm getting off of my phone. It fills me with anger. I'm getting out of the car. I feel I'm in danger. I'm growing out of my scars. I got a brain rearranger. Let me out. I can't live in the dark. Tell me how. Tell me, when did we get so far apart? I'm coming out of my skin. I feel disconnected, killing my next of kin. I eat them for breakfast. I need a new lens. I'm losing perspective. Is nothing a sin? Is nothing protected? Let me out. I can't live in the dark. Tell me how. Tell me, when did we get so far apart? I'm giving up on the ghost. I'm trying to be conscious. I'm not even close, if I'm being honest. I wanna be good at keeping my promise. I wanna be understood. Let me out. I can't live in the dark. Tell me how. Tell me, when did we get so far apart? So far apart, 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 so far apart.
That's awesome. Parker Millsap here in WNCW Studio B this afternoon. You're a Sooner, aren't you?
I was born and raised a Sooner.
You were born and raised in Oklahoma.
No current affiliation.
You don't call it home now.
I mean, I've lived in Nashville for about a decade.
Yeah.
Oklahoma will always be home to me. My family's still there.
Sure.
Every time I go
But
back.
you and the family, your wife and all y'all live in in Nashville.
Yeah, I live in Nashville.
You know, you kind of have to, right? Doing what you do, a singer-songwriter, you want to be there kind of in the epicenter of everything.
Yeah, it's only about a 5-hour drive to Asheville instead of 17. So
It's always taken at least 6 hours for me to go from here to Nashville. Of course, this isn't.
You're a little bit further.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I-26 makes it a challenge for you every time, and Interstate 40 sometimes too to do that. But you know, and of course, I guess the helicopter wasn't available today, or the jet.
Yeah, you
right?
know, it's being used. My buddy's using it today, so.
I read also that you, as an Okie, grew up singing gospel music.
Yeah, totally.
Does that still instruct you some in your songwriting and whatnot, or at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I played gospel music every Sunday morning and Sunday night, and most Wednesday nights too, for like 12 years or something, you know, so or a very long time. So it'll always be a part of my musical identity. I think even if I wanted to shake it, I probably wouldn't be able to. But yeah, that's the thing that I really took away from all my time in church, is that like music and community connect us to something larger. Mm-hmm. Whether you want to call it God, that's cool. You want to call it nature, you want to call it a good time, you know, that's great. That's what I took away from it, is like music is power, music is connecting. Yeah.
Is that when you started writing songs too?
Yeah, I mean, I started writing songs pretty young, even before I played guitar, like writing silly songs as a kid, you know, like it was kind of, I like to rhyme pretty early. And then so once I got a guitar, I started trying to write a little bit, but then when I was in like late junior high, I discovered like Ray LaMontagne, and I had already been listening to a lot of like Texas singer-songwriters that my dad listened to. So I kind of had like a singer-songwriter. I had like a perspective on that, and I understood what it was kind of. So yeah, once I got 14, 15 years old, I started pursuing it in earnest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to some of those old Roger Miller records if you want to learn about rhyming, right?
Yeah.
Rhyming purple and maple circle and
Maple
all that
circle,
sort of, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
And roller skating in a buffalo herd.
There you go. You play multiple instruments. Did you learn all that also while you were growing up, or did some of that come to you later?
You know, I'm mostly consider myself a guitar player. I played drums a little bit when I was pretty young. My parents got me a drum set when I was like even before a guitar, but it was, you know, kind of a toy more than anything, but it was there. And then I did drumline all through high school. So I was, you know, I can play a snare drum. There were just always pianos around because I was at church, you know, there's like pianos everywhere. So I can play a little bit of piano. I can play in the key of C, but don't ask me to do anything else.
Jump on the old Wurlitzer.
And, I can play just, you know, a tiny amount of that. But yeah, guitar is my main baby.
Well, you definitely can play a guitar. We know that very well. What are you playing a Martin box there?
Yeah, it's a Martin. It's a D18V. I've had this thing about a decade now, and it's starting to open up. I really love
good.
it. Yeah, I really love it.
All right, I know, like I said earlier, your time's short. You got to get to Asheville for, again, folks, at Eulogy in Asheville tonight. Parker has a show, and he's going to tune right there. Let me run down that schedule again, because we, you know, throughout our region, Parker's covering tonight at Eulogy in Asheville, tomorrow in the ATL, Friday, Chattanooga show, Saturday at the Neighborhood Theater Charlotte, Sunday at Barley's in Knoxville. So, man, he's not going to be doing much except for driving and playing and singing.
That's most of my life. Yeah.
That's an ambitious tour in the hot summertime, man.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be sweaty. It's already sweaty.
And I imagine you're going to sprinkle some songs from all of your records in there, maybe even some from the upcoming records.
Yeah, I'll do one brand new song tonight.
Okay,
but it's a pretty good. You know, I got 6 records to choose from now, so I try to pick the best of each one and do that. I try to do the songs that people like, trying to let anybody down.
There you go.